Welcome to the Weekly InSalt, episode 286. My name is Wade Lassen. If you haven't tuned in before, this is the Weekly InSalt. We kind of just discuss things. We have guests on occasionally, and when we can, you know. And I'm also joined by my co-host Laura.
Hey, hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
How you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. It's kind of had that road trip thing last week. Weird getting back into the groove, but it was a good thing. We'll get into that a little bit later. We're also here with Kurt.
Hey, Kurt.
Hey.
VP of Sound. Hey. Still drinking. He's still drinking the same 40 he was last week.
Cheers.
How much have you gotten through that? Not even a quarter, man.
About a quarter, yeah. It's all right, though.
I wouldn't even say a quarter. You're kind of milking it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I had to drive last time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you don't have to this time.
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Don't do it.
I've been gone for pretty much the whole week, so I'm kind of out of touch with what's going on around here, but it seems like today, Labor Day, a lot of weather.
I know. Snow in the mountains.
Snow in the mountains.
Today.
First snow, yeah.
What's today? The 3rd?
Today is the 4th. September 4th.
Yeah. First snow of the year.
Yeah,
or,
I didn't...
Is it really?
First snow of like the fall season, since summer's passed. Mm-hmm. Which kind of kicks everybody into gear because now you're running out of time to do all of your summer activities, right? Like camping.
It's over.
I don't know if it's over. Maybe at 8,500 feet elevation, it's over.
If you can get across the road somewhere because they're all flooded.
Yeah, I saw the flooding that was going on I-15 near, was it Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go there this weekend.
And mudslides in
it should be all cleared up by then, unless there's another Nevada hurricane.
And mudslides in like the Price area,
I think so, yeah. I saw a video of people basically turning around. They're like, oh shit, we better get out of here. It didn't seem like anybody was hurt in either of those, but I'm sure the weather that's been passing through the western United States lately has been really, really hard on some people.
Yeah.
Las Vegas looks like it's crazy,
somebody did pass in the Vegas flood. So.
I'm sure there's more than just one person. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all know about the underground in Vegas and
all the tunnels.
Yeah, there's tons of people down there that are displaced, and where do you go? You know, this is the worst case scenario for them because the water probably never gets this high in Vegas, and this is just a weird year for, I would say Utah for sure, and I think for a lot of people just in the western United States.
Absolutely, and I think we're in for another very snowy, hard winter this year, is what I'm hearing.
That's what the prediction is, but I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. Some years I think, it's going to be really bad.
You know, everybody says that, though.
Last year was record-breaking, right?
Well, sure, but but the year before and the year before and the year before, it was light. And everybody said, it's going to be a bad winter.
Yeah, but you know what? All it took was that one bad winter for my gas bill to double.
Right.
Right. I think everybody's gas bill doubled.
Now I'm like really becoming an expert on weather stripping. I'm like,
right.
If I can see the outside.
You strip in the weather?
Yeah, and it's occasionally cold bathed. But if I can see like sunlight leaking through
on a beanbag,
at best. Like if I can see the sunlight coming through my front door, I'm like, I feel a draft.
Yeah.
I'm like hyper focused on. I have to be super efficient this wintertime. But I don't know. Oh, is that 40 getting to you?
It is.
Maybe it's got more alcohol.
Supposed to drink it, not inhale it.
Yeah, that's true.
So like efficient or just energy conscious? Or?
Well, my house isn't the newest house, right? So I don't know the last time the seals were replaced around the front door or like the garage door. So I'm just thinking there could be some opportunities to create more efficiency with my heating, right?
Okay.
And I don't have an attic in my house either, so the insulation up there isn't as good as a
There's not an attic? I thought they all had like
there might be like a little tiny attic, but I've never been up there. Maybe that's what we can do after the show. We can all go on a crazy attic adventure.
No.
All right. Cool.
Getting up in your attic, there's like 6 inches of space there.
Yeah,
and blown in insulation. You know.
I don't even know what's up there. I've never looked because I don't know if there is an attic.
There has to be
It's a flat roof, and I'm using air quotes, but
that's right. You do have a flat, weird roof.
But it has to have a slope anyway. Even though it's flat, there's still a slope to it. So there's probably some space up there.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I don't like my gas bill being that high. So let's hope, Kurt, that it's not worse than last year.
Your gas bill?
Yeah, I can't afford to go to Costco anymore. How am I going to afford to pay more in gas?
Right.
Let alone, let's not even get started about gasoline in your car.
Right. That explains no ramen.
What?
You haven't been to Costco. I'm like, I'm waiting for my ramen.
Oh, you're waiting for me to fulfill your ramen run. Yeah, that's why. Also, I was gone.
That's true.
On vacation. You know what? There was a couple things that I wanted to talk about with that too. First of all, going on a road trip, it was awesome. It was cool to drive the truck around roads that I hadn't been on. It was really refreshing. It was also really nice to be exhausted every night just from doing things.
Yeah.
Because I think working from home and getting into a routine of just kind of being lazy, I guess.
A rut.
Maybe a rut. Maybe just being lazy, which could be a rut. It was nice to get out of that because there was no choice. We had to move from starting at Jackson Hole, 4-hour drive there, stay there that night. And then
how was Jackson Hole, by the way?
Jackson Hole is dog shit.
Is it?
It's horrible.
It used to be really cool there.
Well, so I say that based on being in Jackson, the city of Jackson.
Yeah.
Everything was expensive. We got to our hotel to check in. It was like a cabin, like a nice KOA, I guess. There's a cabin. We had our own little cabin with a kitchen and a bedroom and a bathroom. Yeah. And we walked in, and the guy at the front desk told us that he's living by himself. He moved to Jackson just to try and make a little bit extra money. He's living in a 750 square foot studio for $5,500 a month.
Are you
what
freaking
the
kidding
fuck?
me? In Jackson?
Jackson is officially the United States' most expensive place.
Oh my god!
Like officially?
Yeah, I mean,
$5,500
you can check me on that. $5,500.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
so
more than a 600 square foot apartment in L.A. or not L.A.
Or San
but like
Francisco.
San Diego or San Francisco. Yeah.
And he was so fed up with it that he's like, I'm leaving in a month. I put in my 30 days. I'm getting out of here.
30? I wouldn't have given him 30.
I might have been in his lease. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
But that's ridiculous.
Ben, you're not lying. Holy crap!
What do you see?
1,400 or almost 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, not an apartment, $6,000 a month.
Oh,
that's
1,400
freaking ridiculous.
1,400 square feet.
About 1,500, 1,484.
Yeah, and we're complaining about Utah prices. Right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
That is.
And then on top of that, we wanted to go. There's a bar in Jackson where you can go sit. All of the bar stools are saddles and with stirrups and everything.
Not surprised.
So you go see that's the touristy thing. You go in there and everything is just priced through the roof. The beer's expensive. I think a Budweiser was like $8.59.
No.
And then a shot of anything, you're almost double that.
That's crazy.
But not. I'm sure there are those hidden places. No, this was a tourist trap for sure. And then there's a lot of expensive food.
Here it is right here. 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, 766 square feet is $4,000 a month.
No.
4,000.
No.
That's insane.
Wow.
Not worth it.
Everything there was really expensive.
Yeah.
We didn't have the best time.
No?
Ate really good food. We went to a hotel that was there that was a really nice hotel. Had tuna tartare, some other things that were really delicious, one of which was a Brussels sprout Caesar salad, which I'd never had before.
That sounds
It was
so yummy.
All of the best parts of Brussels sprouts mixed with all the best parts of a Caesar salad. I don't know why this isn't on every menu.
Did it have bacon?
It didn't have bacon.
I would that would make it that much better.
The Brussels sprouts were with a lot of lemon, and so it accented kind of the Caesar salad thing.
Like it.
And the bitterness of the Brussels sprouts kind of came in good with the romaine. It was delicious.
So question. How many miles did you put on your new truck?
So I started my trip.
Is it even a new truck anymore?
Yeah, it is.
Just over 5,000 miles are on it now. But the whole trip, I started the trip meter late. I estimate probably about 1,100.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
not terrible.
No, it wasn't too bad. Yellowstone was a whole different story. So we went to Jackson, and then from Jackson to Gardner, Montana, which is basically straight up through Tetons and Yellowstone. Right out of the north entrance of Yellowstone is Gardner, Montana. Yellowstone was not like what you and I got to have the best Yellowstone trip.
I'll bet not.
Yeah, it was. There was
bus
a ton of people.
Tourists.
Yeah, and I feel I'm trying to be very PC about this, but certain types of tourists just want to take pictures of everything.
Yeah,
they don't even want to watch Old Faithful go off. They just want to make sure they got a picture of Old Faithful going off. And I don't know what that is. You go back home and you say like, hey, Kurt, look where I was. I was at Old Faithful. You haven't been there yet, you know, like if we lived in China.
Yeah. Well, now we know who you're talking about.
So much for being PC, man.
I don't know if they were Chinese or not, but I feel like Asian tourists get a little bit too much for me. We stood like at a really good spot to see Old Faithful, and out of nowhere, these Asian tourists pushed their stroller with their babies, like right when it was erupting, right in front of us. And so now I have pictures of their children watching Old Faithful erupt.
Nice.
I kind of feel like I should ask for their name, been like, can I just send you these pictures too? Like, your baby looks real cute. Like, I know you didn't even get him. The dad ran away, and then one of the craziest things that I've ever experienced is when we went to Old Faithful, when it goes off, everybody goes, oh, wow, whoa, and they're all filming it. So I warned Sydney and Jacob that was going to happen, and they were filming a video. But for some reason, this Asian guy next to us, sounded like a chainsaw. We've got a video of him going, wow, 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 with his, and you can hear him in the background. He's wow, 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 wow. So, I mean, maybe that's...
we should plug your phone in and play that video.
I don't have it. I can get the video.
Okay.
That's funny.
It made me laugh because I'm like, now that's part of our memory. Like the memory we just created is wow, 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 wow. You got the chainsaw in the background going ape shit.
It's about running out of gas.
And
Can't start.
I know what's wrong with it.
Ain't got no gas in it.
It really is, like, if you haven't been to Old Faithful or Yellowstone, go. It's beautiful. It's definitely really weird standing with like thousands of people watching a pile of steaming dirt get ready to erupt, because every now and then it does a fake out, right?
Yeah.
It'll go brr, 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 and everybody's like, here we go, and then everybody gets their phones out and then it doesn't erupt.
I was going to go somewhere with that, but
Here we go.
It's about to happen. There's that one guy that, because they're in Yellowstone, now he's just the best geologist the world has. He probably has like an associate's degree in like managing a McDonald's, but he's like, yep, it's going off now. You know how it is when everyone is like an expert when they're at Yellowstone. Like, I bet you if we just give it 10 more minutes, it'll erupt. I know this. You know,
I feel it in my gut. The stars are aligned.
My knees hurt.
I think I feel a Starlink overhead. It's about to go off. Luckily for us, Old Faithful's on a schedule, but
yeah,
it was a great time to go through Yellowstone quickly.
So why is it on a schedule?
Nature.
Oh.
Dude, we can dive into that.
I like
Old Faithful's on a schedule, and it changes because it used to be every hour. It used to be every hour. So now it's every 80 or 90 minutes plus or minus 10 minutes, but there's probably a cavity underneath the ground that fills with air.
Okay.
As the water boils, and then that gets so filled with air that the air has to release, and then that shoots water up with the air releasing from the geyser. But it used to be every hour, and an earthquake happened, and now it's every like 90 minutes. So it depends on how the earth is feeling. But Old Faithful is called Old Faithful because it erupts generally around the same time.
Okay.
All the time. The other ones don't. Like some of the geysers that we saw.
Like 8 billion people on the planet knew that except for you, Laura.
No, I understand the whole Old Faithful, saying behind it, but you said it was on a schedule, and then you said
the schedule can change, but
okay, so that's not a schedule then. If it can change,
it's on a variable schedule.
Okay, thank you.
There are some geysers out there that erupt like every 4 hours or every 3 months. I think Steamboat geyser erupts like every 3 or 4 months or something.
So I was looking at the news, and is there like a volcano that's getting ready to erupt there? Maybe that's fake news.
Well, there's a super volcano.
Yeah,
that's ready to like pretty much take out the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Yellowstone Caldera, and it's huge. I think they took the map.
It will if it goes off. If the caldera erupts, it will bury Salt Lake City, all of Salt Lake City, in about 2 feet of ash.
So, are they watching? Is it?
Yeah.
inevitable, or
no? The USGS does watch Yellowstone,
should
and
I
you can
fill my bucket list now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They say it goes off every 600,000 years.
Yeah.
And we're overdue for it, but that's what they say.
There are ways that you can get insight to that, though, because the USGS has a YouTube channel where every week or every month, I think, they do a Yellowstone update where they show you the graphs of how much the terrain has moved up or down.
It moves about 2 inches up and down every year.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes more, depending on activity there.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch.
Sound like a lot, 2 inches.
I mean, when you talk about the
amount of earth that's underneath,
it's just the earth breathing,
shifting.
Yeah, it's just a giant zit under the earth.
Yeah,
it's
just a giant zit.
Wait, and smells like it too when you go to Yellowstone.
Yeah. So anyway, I was reading about that today, and I sort of got a little bit scared.
Yeah, I think that I would be more scared of crossing a freeway than I would from the Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's not. It's going to blow up, but not in our lifetimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Gardner was one of the coolest places I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yellowstone River goes right through it. Small town. We had a hotel right on the river. So cool. Then I learned that bugs like water. That wasn't the first time I learned it. I just remembered the bugs like water. Yeah, I remembered that bugs like water.
Yes,
and spiders like bugs. So now there's big spiders and a lot of bugs, which are two of my least favorite things.
Spiders and bugs.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful place. And then up in Bozeman, man, that sold it. Bozeman is
I love Bozeman.
Like the Salt Lake Valley, only times 10 because it's huge. There's mountains all around it, but it's all green.
Big college town.
Oh, yeah. Huge college town. There was a bar that I went to there called the Cat's Paw. And I thought of you, Laura.
Why?
Because I was like, this is everything that Laura would want. It's like the bar that she goes to all the time had a baby with a casino, and then it's also attached to a liquor store.
I'm in.
So for those of you that don't know, in Montana, in the bars, they have slot machines and stuff. They don't do table games. They do poker because I guess the law is you're not betting against the house. So poker is legal because you're just playing against other players. And the house doesn't get any money for that. But the one thing that tripped me out is that attached to basically every bar, the bars I think they generally call tasting rooms, is a liquor store. So when you're like, man, you guys suck. I'm going home.
Can I buy a six-pack?
You just walk over to the bar, get the same shit you're drinking, and then you go home.
Yeah, you can buy packed liquor there.
Yeah, you just have to bring it back up to the bar.
In New Mexico, too.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Just from growing up in Utah, we don't have that.
It's like that bar you guys went to in Green River. When we filmed the safety video.
No, because I don't think Wyoming has. I don't think they have the same law. Like you can't attach a bar to a liquor store.
I thought there was for some reason.
You can do drive-through liquor at Wyoming in Wyoming.
You can here too.
Drive-through?
Well, yeah, there's still a drive-through. You can gas station that you can buy beer at the window.
Where the fuck is this?
It's in Sugar House.
Oh, well, it's too far away. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people that would be like, "I'm out of here, guys," and then they go into that liquor store and just grab a bottle, take an Uber home. Everybody up there was really nice as well, and it was beautiful weather. I can't imagine what it's like during the winter.
Well, they have 10 months of winter there, I think.
I think it gets pretty cold.
Yeah.
It's beautiful during the summer, though.
Bozeman is gorgeous.
Yeah, and this was another kind of experience where I got to figure out Airbnbs more. I don't like Airbnbs. I'll just say it.
I've only ever done one. Wasn't the best experience, so.
Yeah, I've only done one too. I did one out in Colorado.
So we had one.
It was okay, but it wasn't the best.
So can I ask why you say it's not the best? Like what?
Well, I mean, it was a condo that me and a buddy we rented when we went out and saw a baseball game.
Yeah.
Out there, it was the Rockies.
Rockies.
Yeah. So we went out and saw a Rockies game. We rented this Airbnb. We did a bunch of research on a bunch of them before we picked this one, and we thought this was the best one. And it was a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, what made it the best one? Like, what were the selling points of it, if you can remember?
You drink and smoke weed in there in the unit.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know that they put stipulations on drinking in Airbnb units.
Yeah.
But smoking weed, I could see.
And it, it had a kitchen. It was a condo. It was a full condo, not a hotel room or anything like that. So that's what we were
Which I think is the original selling point of Airbnb.
Yeah.
And what made it weird for me is that we showed up and it seemed like the people that were renting the place knew, or like it was like, these people are coming, so we need to go.
Okay, yeah, I know what you say. I know what you're saying.
So
it's like
we came into the unit and it's like everything's there. It's like it's currently being lived in.
Yeah.
So you open the cupboards and there's like crackers and shit in there, and like open the fridge, there's mustard and ketchup.
Yeah, and then I turn on the TV to go to Netflix and there's everybody's user accounts. And, I'm like,
so where do you think they went?
Well, and the thing that
Drew's house.
It was a nice place. It wasn't like super nice. It was probably I don't know, mid '80s era. So it wasn't that great, but the only thing that put me off was the dining table. It was a regular standard height dining table, but the chairs that they used
were little.
What?
Were they little?
Like baby chairs?
No, they were for counter height.
Oh, that's fun.
So your knees are hitting the edge of the table, and you're trying to eat off of this table that's down here.
So
by
that
weird.
had to be a move by them to make it look nice. They probably didn't think anybody's eating at that table.
No.
They're like, nah, everybody else is going to go get food.
We spent a lot of money ordering in some Uber Eats or whatever, some barbecue place, and which was total dog shit, by the way. I don't remember the name of the place, but it sucked.
So like literally, do you ever eat at your dining room table?
Well, we did. We tried at this Airbnb, and it was hard to eat at because of these fucking chairs.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't ever eat at my dining room table. I eat at the island in my kitchen.
I eat on my couch.
Sometimes I just eat standing up.
Yeah, so I will eat at my island too, but normally
or
it's
at
on
my
my couch.
desk or something.
Well, my dining room table doubles as my office desk, so
so you do. This Airbnb that I stayed at, what struck me as weird, and that's why I asked you the question, is it was on farmland outside of Bozeman, which if you haven't been there, Bozeman, the city, is pretty small, but it's kind of dense, not really built up. And then all of the suburbs, if you want to go to I want to go check out this bar, it's like a 30-minute drive down a side road where the speed limit's 50. And in Salt Lake, there's never that, right? So you feel like you're going a long way. We're out in this Airbnb. It's above a garage. Well, the whole garage and the apartment above it was the Airbnb. We go in there and we get upstairs. There's a master bedroom, a bathroom, and then we're like, where's the second bedroom? And where's like the foosball table and all this other stuff that was in the pictures? Oh, you have to go downstairs and through the garage. And then you go into this other room underneath the garage, which has all of the games in this giant room and then the bed.
That's where the other bed was?
Yeah, so I slept downstairs. And
in the game room.
It was so weird because you walk into this giant square room with a foosball table, a shuffleboard, and a wood stove and nothing else, just a bed in the corner. I was like, this is kind of, and then all the signs in the Airbnb said, keep all these doors closed because we live on a farm, so a lot of rodents like to get into the basement.
Rodents and snakes.
In the basement where you're staying.
I'm staying. So now I'm freaking out. I told Sydney and Jacob, I was like, if I get a mouse in my bed or some shit, I'm coming upstairs.
You're
and I'm
getting a
sleeping
mouse. It's going to be a rat.
We're gonna get really close because I'm cuddling with you guys.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna come upstairs and just sleep in the floor in the kitchen or something. I don't know. But it was just weird falling asleep in that big of a room, and then also feeling like I invaded somebody else's space because they had all their pictures up.
That's
like,
what
Did
Airbnb
they have their personal pictures up?
No, it was like artwork, but then you could tell that their in-laws probably stay there every time that they
like
come over.
Like a mother-in-law, probably.
So they had, and another thing about Airbnbs is they have notes everywhere. Make sure you put everything in the dishwasher for sanitation purposes. Take the trash out.
Throw your sheets in the washer.
Throw them in the washer. We'll put them in the dryer. Make sure that you dust off the shuffleboard table, and then press the lock button 4 times, and then do a shuffle to the right. There's just weird instructions.
Like the hokey pokey.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. I just feel like being in an Airbnb is kind of almost invading another space.
It is. It feels like it.
Well, so the Airbnb I stayed in LA was not like that. It was gorgeous, but you could tell that nobody really lived there. So it was just definitely just for Airbnb. The only issue was LA, super hot.
No AC.
The AC did not work.
Yeah, that had to be miserable.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And you don't you're just staying there, so you don't probably have the weight to be like, you need to come fix this now. Because how many days did you stay at the Airbnb?
We stayed there like 4.
Three?
Well, no.
3 or 4?
So we were supposed to be there like 4 or 5 days, and by the second night, we were so miserable.
Yeah.
I messaged her, and I'm like, your AC doesn't work, and it's fucking hot in here. And so I'm like, I'm getting a hotel. I would like a refund. And she actually refunded me.
Well, that was nice of her.
Yeah.
And I think with Airbnb, they do work really well with you. The guy came out when we were first pulling up, and he's like, did you park on that side? Because I've got another unit, and they parked there. So just pull in the garage or whatever. And the code was all there. Super nice guy, super nice Airbnb, but it felt just like you're not staying in a hotel. Because in Gardner, we had a suite and our own little room. You walk in and it smells like a dentist office. You know, you can tell that there's a cleaning crew that comes through like every day. But the Airbnb, it's like, oh, I'm kind of in their shit. They had like baby supplies, diapers. They had a bunch of board games.
That's how I felt at the Colorado place.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I don't know. I like it, but it's just weird for me to get adjusted to. I don't know.
So what river? You said Yellowstone River.
Yellowstone River, yeah, was right there. I guess it's about time for a break.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Take a break and then talk to y'all in a minute. And we're back. Weekly InSalt episode 286.
Welcome back.
Yeah, road trip.
road trip
edition. There's a lot that happened on the road trip. As you guys can tell, the listener, no guests today, and it's been like towards the end, you know, kids are going back to school, Labor Day weekend. This happens from time to time, but we've got some great guests coming up that we're working on. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
We won't talk about my road trip next week.
No.
Or the suspension bridge again, which I did hike to. One other story about Bozeman that I wanted to, this is just so funny. So I'm with Jacob and Sydney, and they're fairly sober. You know, I have a little bit of a buzz going, but they're like, let's go to this place that has bowling. And it looked like it had 3 lanes, maybe shorter lanes, but it was kind of an upper class, like maybe hipster type bar.
Yeah.
And so we ordered the Uber. We go out to the Cat's Paw parking lot, and the guy picks us up and drives us across the street and is like, is this where you guys were really trying to go? We were like, oh, it's right here. And he's all, yeah, when I accepted the ride, I kind of was curious of whether or not this is actually.
You took an Uber across the street?
We didn't know, but we took an Uber across the street.
Dude, that's fantastic.
And then we get.
How much did that cost?
It was like $8.
Oh my God.
Less than a beer.
Yeah,
and then almost as bad as the guy that took an Uber back to his own house when he was at home.
This isn't the first time that this has happened to us, because in San Francisco, and I think you were there, maybe not, maybe it was a time that you weren't there. In San Francisco, we were on the corner of a block and we got an Uber, and we told the Uber driver, take us to a restaurant that's really good. So he just drove around the block and dropped us off where he picked us up, and he's like, that place is great. And so we got out and ate at that place.
Was it good?
It was delicious.
Yeah.
You know, he was laughing his ass off when he was driving away. He's like, oh my God.
So the Uber driver was like, call me later, whatever, like request me again if you want to go back. And I was like, how funny would it be if we reordered the Uber? Because on Uber, you can, when you take a ride, you can reorder that same driver to take you back to where they brought you from. So
dude, how drunk and high do you have to be to actually do that, though?
We were fine. We weren't that drunk. I just thought it would be hilarious to request him again to go back for the same across the street ride.
I'm playing that out in my mind.
Just be like, hey, what up, man? Take us back there to the Cat's Paw, dude. It's right across the street. It should be easy.
I'll pay $8 again.
We tipped him good, like $8, not including tip.
Right, yeah.
But there were some weird Uber drivers too. We got this one girl that,
well, most of them are. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, we got this girl that was taking us back out to where our Airbnb was outside of Bozeman, and she immediately was like, I think Sydney asked, well, what do you think about the area we're staying in? And she's like, I don't know. Are you guys trying to take me out there to kill me? And my response was, I don't know. You're the one driving.
Right.
Like, why would we be taking you out there? You're driving us out there. Are you trying to kill us? And then she's like, well, I don't know. I think it's a great area. It's really nice out there. It's pretty secluded. And then she's like, well, what about Utah? Is there a lot of Mormons in Utah? I was like, yeah. And then we started talking about missionaries. And I was like, they're really nice. If you need like yard work done or you need somebody to dig a trench, the missionaries will be more than happy to help. Those words were just what came to my brain, but I didn't really connect the dots that she had asked if we were trying to kill her. And I'm like, that dig trench is great. So she's like, oh, now you got to bring up the trench thing when I asked you if you guys were going to kill me. Like, I promise we're not.
No.
And then she dropped us off. She's like, yeah, if he'll let you should walk around the property in the dark. It's really safe. Like, this lady's weird.
That was weird.
It's safe, huh?
Yeah. Like, if the owner gives you permission, just walk around. Okay. Like, why? There's good energy in this area. Oh, no. I think I'm going to die now.
Good energy.
Yeah, so instead, we relearned how to play checkers that night.
Fuck, I would have went and walked around.
Checkers is easy.
Yeah, I know it is. We just, it was just, we hadn't played checkers in so long.
Checkers.
All right.
Checkers actually has a lot of strategy.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, continuing on with your road trip. I don't want to hear about checkers.
We're going to play checkers. I mean, of note, that's the only thing. We did whitewater rafting in Big Sky.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
of which we showed up to the whitewater rafting place, got all dressed up, ready to go, and it started raining. Started raining really fucking hard.
So you couldn't go?
And it was cold. No. We booked it. They're like, well, this is what we call character building. I guess you're going on a river rafting trip in the rain.
Well, okay.
So we went, and then we got out on the water, and we're like, okay, we're here. We're off. Now we're good to go. 3 hours. 3-hour trip was ahead of us. And then it started hailing.
Nice.
Started hailing on us.
Did you wear a hat?
They made us wear hard hats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because if you fall out of the boat and hit your head on a rock, they don't want to deal with that liability, I'm sure.
Or the hell.
And then it got really fucking cold. Mm-hmm. So now we're in the boat freezing, and the first half of like the trip is just floating. So there's no sun. It's hailing on us. We're freezing cold. And the guy in the back, this poor girl was like just starting middle school. And the guide in the back was like, this is what we call fucking building character. He's just dropping the F-bomb. And then he looked at the lady that the girl was with. Was like, oh, I'm sorry. I know that she's young. I won't use that anymore. And the lady goes, no, it's fine. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. If you're fine with that. She's like, yeah, the weather means it's fine. So she was like so miserable. She's like, just swear as much as you want, you know?
The weather gave permission.
And then, like, I think right after that, she's like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah. She
I don't want to be here. And she's like, she kept asking the girl, like, are you going to forgive me for taking you on this random rafting trip? And the girl was like, it's okay. I'm fine.
Okay. It's fucking fine.
And in the meantime, she kept being like, my hands hurt so bad. But you're in the raft. You can't go back. You know, there's no going back.
You can't go back.
Well, you paid for it, too. You might as well use it.
And then finally the sun did come out, and then they have this, they call it like Hell Mile or something like that, where the rapids all kick up. And the guide with us, he'll tell you certain things like 1 forward, and then you have to all paddle once forward, or 2 forward, or paddle, and then you just paddle a bunch. But now we're with an older lady, a really young girl, and then it's me, Sydney, and Jake. There's 5 people in the raft.
So you 3 were doing all the paddling.
Yeah, so when they said 1 forward, I'm like, oh, okay. And I sat in the front with Sydney, and they told us beforehand, yeah, usually the people that fall out are in the front.
Thanks.
And I was like, I'm okay with it. I've done it before. But when you're going down a rapid and the guide goes, forward 1, and then you paddle, and he goes, shit.
Oh, that's not a good word.
Yeah, we go head on into this rock. I fly like pretty much onto the rock. I'm looking back at Sydney like, you better help me get back in the boat.
Oh, you flew out of the boat?
No, I didn't fly out. I like was about to, but I just slid into the front of the boat. And then I'm looking back at everybody like, you all paddling? You guys doing anything?
I'm getting forward, fuckers.
In the end, nobody fell out, which was a good thing.
That's good.
Have you been whitewater rafting before like
no,
that?
I've never been either.
Would you do that before you went skydiving?
Yes.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Arguably, I think whitewater rafting is scarier than skydiving.
Sounds like our event coordinator has a job to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely do that before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
And then we came back. Bear World was cool. Fed a bear. Pet a bear. Yeah. Baby bear.
Son of a bitch. I'm so jealous.
I should have brought the photo down to show you guys, but
I saw a photo posted. It does not look like a baby bear. I'm sorry.
They're about a year old.
They're pretty big.
They're pretty big.
Dude, their claws.
I didn't think that was a baby, and you're like, I fed that one. I'm like, what? He's going to rip your face off.
Yeah.
Were they nice?
So at Bear World, the bears are owned by the amusement park. I don't want to, it sounds bad because maybe it is, but they own the bears. So when they breed them, the cubs they own too. So they train them from the day they're born to be used to humans. So they have like a pallet that they put out that the bear knows to sit on, and then they get the bottle from like one of the people that handles the bears, and then they say, come over, now you can hold the bottle and feed it. So it's really controlled, but still, if you don't hold the bottle right, the bear's like, give me that shit. It'll like swipe at you, and their claws are pretty sharp. They still have power for being a year old.
Well,
imagine.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to.
So did you get swiped?
Yeah, I got the bear that I didn't want to feed, which was the like angry bear. The lady's like, this one's really tested. You got to hold the bottle in the right place. I'm holding the bottle, and it's like, pow! Like, give me that. And then it tries jumping over the electric fence to get at the other bottles. I'm like, whoa.
Hungry bear.
I didn't realize how affectionate they were. When the trainers would go out there, they make this like purring noise, and they suckle on their neck and stuff, but they need that stimulus before they feed, because it's like them being like, thank you so much, and then as soon as they feed, they're like, give me that shit. They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
That's
it was
awesome,
really
though.
cool.
Were you
to do
scared
that.
at all?
No.
Well, I mean, how old do those bears get before they do anything with them? I mean,
so they'll move them out of that pen once they turn 1. So
okay.
As soon as they're 1 year old, they get them out of there.
It's like they tried this in SeaWorld with whales, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, and I thought about that, but they're baby bears, you know. They were definitely not big enough to be intimidating, I guess I would say. But you drive through in your car. In my truck, we drove through like the little, it's like a safari that you get kind of by the entrance fee.
You take your truck through it.
Yeah, you just drive your own vehicle through it. So you drive through it, and there's bears and elk and stuff like right by your car, and you can slow down, and then they're just right there. But they're so used to it that they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then there's this one big truck that they bring around that you can feed the bears donuts.
It's
Donuts?
like that.
Yeah, like every hour you can just go out there, and it's like, feed the bears some donuts, and they know the sound of that truck. As soon as they hear the bears hear that truck, they're like, they stampede over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, but if you have kids, they'll love it a ton more. If you don't have kids, go to Bear World and pay for the bottle feeding.
Okay.
Because there wasn't any kids that did it; it was all adults.
Now, you from what you told me, that was kind of a really public event for you.
Yeah.
Like you were out there feeding the bear, and there's like a ring of people watching you.
Yeah. So the bears they knew it was almost feeding time, so they're kind of active. And then all the other people in the park are around that same pen where the bears are. But all of a sudden, we all go inside the pen. So now everybody in the park just crowds around, like, turns their phone on.
Is it because they wanted to watch you feed the thing, or they wanted to watch the bear eat your ass?
I think it's probably because they wanted to see the bears feed, because I don't think they're big enough to eat my ass. But it could have been a little. There was a guy that was outside the fence who knew everything, and he was shouting over the fence to the lady, like, hey, has the bear ever attacked anybody? And then he had his phone out, so she knew she was being filmed. And she's like, no, we actually train them really well, and they're just as curious about us as we are of them, and they get bored just as quickly as we do. You know, we have taken the time to make sure they know to keep their paws down. And he's like, yeah, I ran into a bear once, and you could tell that the staff was just like,
that guy again.
They probably get one of him per day. You know what I mean?
Like, here it is.
Yeah. I was really proud of myself because at Bear World, there was a shitload of wasps everywhere.
And you didn't get
every
freaked out?
garbage can. No, well, I didn't have a choice because they're everywhere. She's all explaining to us the very important aspects of feeding the bear. Meanwhile, I'm swarmed by wasps. They're landing on me. I'm inside freaking out.
I imagine.
I'm like,
you are not a bee fan at all.
You didn't do the girl scream?
No, I didn't have a choice. We're standing there. I was freaking out. One of the other highlights was feeding the ducks and the fish. Yeah, because I could target with those pellets. Have you ever been to like a place where you can 25 cents? You turn the machine and it gives you the pellets to feed them. It was the best because you could target like the ducks that you wanted to feed. You could just like sniper one pellet in there and be like, and then the other ducks would look at you like, you piece of shit.
Yeah, their ducks are weird.
It was cool. Go there if you have kids though; they'll enjoy it way more.
Yeah.
That's it for the road trip, man.
I'd still probably enjoy that place even as an adult.
It was cool if you do the bottle feeding. Because then you're doing something that's like outside of the budget of a family that has a lot of kids, I guess.
So could you pet the bear?
Yeah, I could pet the bear. Yeah, I pet the bear, and then they alternate.
Are they soft?
Do they stink?
No, I didn't get any bear smells. Notoriously, they do stink.
But are they soft?
They're not as soft as you would think.
Okay.
Yeah, the hair's pretty coarse, but they're still cute as hell.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw one, I was like, you can live at my house until you want to rip my face off. And then I'm good.
Was one of them named Yogi?
Nope.
Oh, damn it.
I don't remember their names.
Okay.
I wonder if it says on the picture. We'll have to look after the show.
All right.
And then we came back. That was pretty much it. We did go to one other place that was a bear, like a rescue place in West Yellowstone. It's called like Bear Discovery Center. And they would like put out food for the bears and then let out different bears that they had rescued from Yellowstone or from situations where they might be killed.
Yeah.
Particularly funny story is one of the bears the main reason that a bear gets killed, euthanized, or put in recovery is because they get rewarded they're very food driven. So in Yellowstone, when we went, Kurt, you remember they had people driving around that were every hour would check for food. And if you had food out
in our campground,
you get a fine. Right?
Yeah.
The reason that they do that is because a bear is so smart that if it knows it can get food there, it'll just keep coming back.
Right.
And then the more comfortable it gets around humans, the more aggressive or the more daring it gets. So one of the bears that they had, they came and picked it up because it had broken into the cab of a truck and ripped open a 30-pack and got drunk and passed out in their truck. So the family came out and was like,
cousin.
holy shit, there's a bear in the truck. So rather than euthanize it, they sent it to this grizzly discovery center where you can go see it. But almost all of them.
I want to see a drunk-ass bear.
I don't know if you heard me. Cocaine Bear's cousin, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly
they were
what
at
it
the
is.
same party.
It's going to be at this facility where they're trying to care for it, and they're like, yeah, we have to give it a 30-pack every 2 days.
And at that Discovery Center, too, they had all of the trash cans that they've created throughout the years and being destroyed by bears. So they show you how powerful they are. And basically just driven with food. If you leave food in bear country out, you're probably basically dooming a bear.
Yeah, that's why when you go camping in the back wilderness, you're supposed to hang your trash high up in a tree.
100 yards away. I think it's like 30 feet up, and then also you're supposed to put your bathroom 100 yards away, and then not keep anything near your tent. Don't keep
Why
it cooler.
your bathroom?
Just because they can smell that too, right? So if they smell feces they associate that with food, like, oh, I know humans, and that smells like a human, so now I know I can go there and find food.
They have food.
Yeah,
because they pooped.
Yeah.
Most campgrounds I don't know if Yellowstone had it. In fact, they didn't. But most campgrounds in the wilderness, they have those bear-proof steel boxes. Actually, Yellowstone does.
They did have it, yeah.
Yeah, I remember them. But yeah, you'd use these big steel bear-proof boxes, and there's like one for every 2 campsites.
Yeah.
So you have to share with your neighbor, but you have to keep your food, your garbage, all of that stuff in this box. You cannot keep it in your vehicle.
Yeah, and I think they allowed you to keep it in your trailer.
If you have an
RV or something, you can put your food in there or in your vehicle behind locked doors.
So how did it get into the truck?
No, not even that.
Just keep it in there?
You cannot use your vehicle as a food storage area.
Oh, shit.
So how did it get into the truck? That's what I want to know.
They're big enough that it just ripped the door open. Rips the door open because the claws get between the weak part of your door on the top. It can just bend it open, and then the window breaks and it just climbs on there. Some of them...
And they're quick, too. They'll get in and out of that truck quick. I imagine how fast a bear is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When they want food, I don't think anything stops them, especially you. That's the main reason why, is if you have like a cooler of food in your tent and the bears smells it, it doesn't care that you're in there. It just wants food.
If it's a grizzly, it's going to just ruin your life, and then it's going to eat the food and leave.
Yeah.
There was I wish I would have bought this shirt, but at one of the gift shops in West Yellowstone, there was a shirt that said, "Keep calm and play dead. And it was just a guy playing dead with a grizzly over him. That's the worst case scenario. You play dead because you basically are.
Well, it depends on the bear too. I mean, the black bears. What do they say? You be
make
intimidating,
yourself really loud, and wave your arms around
and fight back.
Black bears are small though compared to grizzlies.
Yeah, grizzlies. If there's a grizzly after you, just lay down, play dead, and it'll beat the crap out of you, and then you
just hope you live,
and then and it'll leave.
Yeah.
And
that's the first scary movie I saw was Grizzly.
Yeah. Polar bears, on the other hand, there's nothing you can do. If you encounter a polar bear, you're done. You lay down and die. That's what it is.
I thought they only ate fish.
No, they will eat anything.
If they're hungry enough, they'll eat anything.
Polar bears will eat literally anything.
Really?
Anything.
Especially
it doesn't matter if it's plastic that has any kind of flavor, they're going to eat it to try and get the nutrition out of it.
Especially if it's close to hibernation time. They're hungry. They will eat calories.
Everything.
I think that I overheard one of the presentations at one of the places we went that a bear eats about 10 times more than a human per day.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, that's a lot. So imagine if they get you. I mean, my fat ass, they'd be fed.
Grizzlies and polars are something that I would really worry about. Black bears, you just try and scare them away. If it's a mother black bear with cubs around, you fight your hardest.
Yeah. Well, and bear spray helps. They had a lot of bear spray.
In Laura's world, they just eat berries and fish.
Yeah. You also wanted me to feed that deer that was in my bag.
Picnic baskets.
I did. Yeah.
Come on,
Yogi Bear. They had a ton of places where you could rent bear spray, even in Yellowstone. By Old Faithful, the lodge and everything, they have yurts. It's like bear spray rental, and they tell you just to be loud no matter what. If you're hiking by yourself, number one, you're probably already in trouble. You should always hike with somebody else, and then because you're talking, right? And if you don't catch a bear off guard, that's the best case scenario. You want to be loud, and that's why you see in the shows where they say like, "Hey bear, hey bear," as you're walking. It seems dumb, but if you catch a bear off guard, like a mama bear with cubs, a grizzly with cubs.
Oh, grizzly with cubs, screwed. You're done.
Yeah.
Well, basically any wild animal, cats,
moose. Moose are more terrifying than bears.
I would agree. With that.
They are some ruthless animals.
Yeah. I also wouldn't want to run into like a mountain lion.
No.
That doesn't seem like it'd be too much fun.
Buddy of mine, we encountered a moose when we were up camping one time, and like, dude, there's a moose in there, and he's like, let's see how close we can get to it.
Oh, fuck that!
And of course, this was back in the day before I knew better. I'm like, okay, let's see how close we can get.
I was 31.
We went.
And I was gonna go there too.
Before I knew better, it was like 2 years ago.
Like, do you yet?
But no, we went. We started walking towards it real slowly, and eventually it just started rustling around, and we're like, okay, that's close enough.
Yeah. I've driven past moose that are the size of like a 4Runner.
Oh, yeah. They're massive.
And they can just run through the trees like a bulldozer. Scary.
Yeah, it was at the golf course, East Canyon Reservoir. What's the name of that one?
And Mountain Dell?
Yeah, Mountain Dell. Yeah, and a moose came through. We all just kind of stepped back and let it just walk through.
Yeah, you just hope that they're used to humans. So you're like, oh, nothing to see here.
It's like, you just go on.
They're so big.
I'm just glad they're not carnivores.
Yeah.
Could you imagine moose eating everything? Every one they come across.
Just anything they stumble across, they're just the top of the food chain.
It's like the polar bear of the non-cold world.
So they're just vegetarians then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
One thing that it did make me want to do, which we've been talking about, I think on a couple episodes, is hiking. I want to go. I think I want to go to Yellowstone and do some of the hikes there because it's easy to get distracted by the geysers and all the tourist stuff. But we've seen all that. Yeah.
Aren't there just bears everywhere though?
It's not everywhere.
No.
It's not like squirrels.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God.
Because they're loud.
But Yellowstone is one of those places, I think one of the only places that's just completely untouched. They don't intervene with anything.
Let me do some research on that.
So, there are bears
and
wolves. They reintroduced wolves, I think, fairly recently, if I remember correctly, which was cool. When we stayed in West Yellowstone at that bear recovery or bear discovery center, they had wolf packs there. So when we went out during the evening, you could hear them howling.
Yeah.
Which is really eerie.
It is very eerie.
But it was still cool, you know. Like Yellowstone, I think, is one of the last places in the United States where you can really truly say that you're in the wild, because they don't intervene. If if there's a fire that catches in Yellowstone, they don't put it out until it hits the edges of the park.
Yeah.
And they don't mess with the wildlife. They let it just take its course. Of course, if wildlife leaves the park, then they deal with it. But it was really cool just to get away and have that experience of, oh, I'm doing something different every single day, and go to a place, stay in places where I haven't been before.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of changed my perspective on things. And I think if you're kind of in a rut and you want to get out of that, a good thing to do is go experience new things like that and get outside of your routine, which was great for me, you know, to...
We were supposed to go hiking today, and then the rain kind of... at least going to go hiking in the mud.
According to some weird math, there's about 200 bears in Yellowstone.
200?
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Still, that's enough. One thing that made me laugh so hard is that Jake and Sydney, they live in a really small town, so they don't have a lot of food. So they ate everything. And I did too. When we go to a restaurant, we'd order appetizer, and it would be, let's get this, the cheese curds, the Brussels sprouts, and this and that. And then we'd tell the server, we'll start with that and see where we end up.
Oh my gosh. See, and that's weird for me.
And then
you guys told me this.
Sometimes we just get an entree to go.
And that's weird.
We'll go back to the hotel.
Weird. I mean, that's such a weird situation. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong or anything like that, but to have a party of people go in and say, we want all these appetizers and we're just going to get an entree to go.
Oh, don't worry. We got treated by the servers very weirdly because of it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because we'd go, in Jackson, for example, we went to a fancy restaurant, like tuna tartare, 2 other appetizers, and we'll just start there. You know, and then he came back and we were kind of full, so we're like, we'll just go somewhere cheaper. You know, but we cashed out.
There's a McDonald's across the street.
There was, yeah. But then we went to this other place and got like elk sliders and whatever.
Ooh, yummy.
Tried a lot of things, which was good. And the reason that I think that they do that is just because they don't have that stuff back in the town. And like the Salt Lake Valley, if you want to go to, you know, Del Taco or McDonald's or Domino's or whatever, you can get pretty much anything here. Over there, they've got Burger King and I think one other thing. Remember when we went there? It was like Taco Bell and Burger King.
Subway and
that's it.
Yep.
So when they go to a place like that, they're like, we need to order everything. I think my fridge still has like 4 to-go containers, just food.
That you brought all the way back?
Yeah, brought it back and eat it in the car or something. I don't know. Is that a good segue to Kurt's Corner?
Yeah, let's do it because it lines up so perfect.
That's a lot of. I don't eat like that either, but I did weigh myself before and after the trip.
And?
After the trip, I gained at least 3 pounds.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So.
Wait.
Oh.
Kurt's Corner.
Kurt's Corner.
Okay, now you can go.
Say it.
No, can't. All right. So, speaking of food and what we were just talking about, Subway, Burger King, and Taco Bell. I've come across this news article.
All right.
That we should.
It's a video.
Yeah, it's a video for us, but it's just a news article I came across. It's fairly old, but it's
for Subway.
Yeah. Let's put it on Subway.
Okay.
The Subway restaurant chain has reacted with shock this week after executives discovered that many customers are apparently purchasing footlong sandwiches and eating the entire 12 inches by themselves. A spokesperson for the company addressed reporters this morning.
This is not how our products are intended to be consumed. Our footlong subs have always been meant to be shared among 2 or more friends. Eating an entire foot of food shouldn't be possible for most people, but they've been doing it somehow, and it needs to stop.
To encourage healthier eating habits, Subway is clarifying its marketing, adjusting language on menus and in television commercials like this one. $5 footlongs? Wow, that's $2.50 per person. Subway's corporate leadership says they were horrified to learn of the misunderstanding.
It's honestly frightening. I mean, you don't see people eating entire pizzas by themselves.
I have.
Even cut the footlongs in half into 2 regular-sized sandwiches before handing them to you. but I guess that wasn't clear enough.
And of course, this story comes on the heels of other fast food restaurants clearing up their own marketing campaigns. A new Burger King commercial shows the Chicken Club sandwich as it was intended to be eaten, slowly and with a knife and fork. And just last week, Taco Bell clarified that its restaurants are open until 1 a.m. or later in case you have an emergency where you need more dog food and all the stores are closed.
In case you need more dog food.
I like Taco Bell.
Dude, that picture at the end of the dog eating like the bowl of the taco in it. That must be one of those videos from the Garlic News Network.
Yeah, probably.
Dog food.
I mean, Taco Bell isn't that bad, right?
No, I like it.
I still haven't had those new dipper tacos.
Nope, me
They're
either.
supposed to be like, I don't even know if it's fair to say they're supposed to be birria tacos.
Nah.
Because they're like, I don't know. What's the dipping sauce? Just a bunch of hot sauce? Or like mild sauce?
No.
It's not consomme.
I'm partial to our birria taco place. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great place to go.
It is, yeah. Yep.
Which we won't blow up.
No.
You know what is also funny, Kurt, speaking of food, we went to Red Rock in Fashion Place.
We did.
Mall, and you got the special there.
I did.
Which sounded great. What was the name of the special?
It was all-you-can-eat shrimp for...
No, that was Red Lobster.
Oh, shit. What are we talking about?
Red Rock. Remember we went to Red Rock in Fashion Place Mall?
Oh, yeah.
And you got the special sandwich. It was called like this.
The beef sandwich?
Beef sandwich?
It wasn't a steak sandwich.
Okay.
It was a beef sandwich.
Beef sandwich. And it was a short rib.
Yeah, it was a short rib
like
sandwich.
braised short rib. Like you think succulent fall apart meat.
Yeah.
I think
and then you have like this dipping sauce. You dip it in gravy
and
fucking delicious.
It sounded great on the menu.
How did it come out?
Oh my God. Imagine taking like a whole loaf of bread, right? And cutting it directly in half. And then putting a thin layer of short rib on one half on the top there. And then putting the other top with some cheese and some sauce right on top of that. So you got a whole freaking loaf of bread.
With very little filling.
With very little filling.
I was actually sad that he ordered that. I ordered the Cobb salad, which was a big salad.
Yeah.
But your meal made me feel bad.
Yeah, and those fries sucked.
The spiral, they do the weird spiral cut fries, but I think you can get normal ones.
No, they were regular fries, but they weren't the length.
Yeah.
It was some weird curl, and they were old. They were stale.
Old fries.
Weird curl.
They were. I mean, look
curl,
at anybody who's been to Red Rock. You can look at the pictures online. Different fries.
Yeah,
Right.
Kind of remind me of like cafeteria fries in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. They weren't very good. I wasn't impressed with this $17 sandwich.
$17?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, it was stupid. I should have got something else.
Yeah, I mean, for $17 you get like a whole steak, right?
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you brought up Red Lobster, actually.
Okay.
Because the whole time we're on the road trip, we're getting bombarded by these commercials from Red Lobster that's endless shrimp.
Yeah,
right?
I just mentioned that.
Endless shrimp.
Like you could sit there for hours and just eat shrimp?
Well, as long as you can put it in your belly, I guess. So we had to go get it, right? We told Kurt, jump in the truck. We're going to get endless shrimp. So we get down there.
And mind you, this was an hour and a half after we just left Red Rock.
Yeah, it was.
We're going to an all-you-can-eat shrimp place, and I'm full.
Your exact words were, Jesus Christ, I think I'm already full. I don't know if I can do that. But I'm like, are you coming or not? And you're like, yeah, I'll go, but I don't think I'm going to eat. Luckily for us, the Red Lobster is apparently still a busy restaurant.
Yeah.
Because we waited for about an hour.
Yeah, we
waited.
And
then you were hungry finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also took walks across the freeway over the Man Bridge while we were waiting. Burn off some of that calories that we had from Red Rock. Our server was crazy. We were like, we want the endless shrimp. You have to pick 3 of the flavors right off the bat. And then we just kind of kept it coming. And at the very end, we realized that we didn't get some of our food. There's like a mac and cheese that somebody ordered. I think it was Jacob ordered on the side or something. If we didn't have enough food already, because it's endless shrimp, he wanted mac and cheese. And like, we didn't get the mac and cheese. So the server's like, oh my gosh, we had already paid at this point. He's like, oh my gosh, let me go make that right for you. And he came back to the table. Like, I went outside because I went to the bathroom and went outside waiting for him. And I was out there for like 10 minutes. I came back in. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, we thought you were taking a shit.
We did.
And I was like, no, I just had to go pee. But then I thought you guys would be outside. What's going on? They're like, oh, we're still waiting for the mac and cheese. What? And then Jacob holds up this big box. He's like, yeah, and he gave us like 20 of the biscuits, the cheddar biscuits.
Oh, nice.
Like, okay, that's cool. He comes over and he delivers the mac and cheese, and he kneels down. He's like, I made this extra special for you guys. This is my bad.
What the hell does that
mean? My bad. He's like, normally they just dish it out, but I made sure they did fresh pasta, fresh bacon, and then I added an extra scoop of the cheese on top over it. It's going to be the best. So now I'm full off of endless shrimp, but now I'm super hungry for mac and cheese.
Yeah, he sold that pretty well.
Yeah, when I got home, I had a
in an awkward way.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. But then we made the joke like he made it extra special.
Yeah, and it was really awkward too when he was explaining.
He was like, he was a great server.
What did you really do to this?
He was a good server.
I'm not eating that.
It was delicious. Go check out a Red Lobster. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Ask for what was his name? Like Brian or something?
Brian, yeah, it was Brian.
Brian off of by the mall. By Fashion Place Mall.
You're gonna ruin this guy's life.
No, he's a great server. I don't know his last name.
And he made it extra special, man.
Yeah, it was delicious. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah,
we really appreciate all of you listening. We can't do this without you. Yeah. Any last words, Laura?
No.
This is the last episode we're doing.
Don't look directly into the sun.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Wear protective eyewear.
Yep.
And sunscreen.
Eclipse.
This has been your weekly insult. You guys want to go to Red Lobster?
Yeah. No.
Come on.
Extra special sauce.
I was trying to go to Sizzler.
We go to Subway.
No.
Taco Bell.
I'll go
Get
to
some
Taco
dog
Bell
food.
before Sizzler.
Only if you split it. Because the sandwich is for two.
I can't get out. Oh, there we go.